Osule, 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 take away priye. Oh wait, he, ha. Oh. It's a chant of my people. Something that connects you to your gods. Something that connects you to the soil. The Igbos call it Tiani. My people call it Krisu. Wangi, the goddess of the seas, the proud mother, the one who is set to send her children out into the world until a given time when she calls them back. She's also known to take other people's children if they appeal to her. Our goddess, Wangi, is a mother who protects every other mother and every other child in the land. Wangi, meaning our mother. Our gods and goddesses are in plurals. They are women. Women who represent motherhood. Women who represent culture. Women who represent bravery and courage. Women who would rock you. When you are weak, they go and they cry to her. Daye ebeji o, ebeji e, daye ebeji o, ebeji bibe swa. The God of the seas, hear me and give me one. I cannot be punished for my unwillful sin of barrenness. I did not choose to be barren, but give me one. And when that one is born, she is thought to become another Wangi. So you look at the women around you today and you see the spirit of motherhood, the spirit of strength, of courage, of resilience. That's what motherhood means. That's what womanhood means. And so when you give birth to a child, and that child is a girl, they begin to groom her on how to sit, how to stand, how to walk, and how to speak, how to be hospitable, how to cook, how to entertain, how to nurse. So in one woman, you have a mother, a wife, a nurse, a teacher. You have a compendium of everything beautiful. And when women come, and it is time for a battle, they put the white around them, and they are transformed. Yet someone said to me, the color for African strength is black. My people do not use black, and black represents nothing where they are. This is a color for strength. Where I come from, my family, direct family. My father is the last of a set of 7 boys. His eldest brother, in his quest for finding a girl, gave birth to 25 boys. And that is how we are. And we can have them with multiple women. Our quarrel is not with the number of women, because the women love one another. They've been groomed to love one another. That's what my African culture taught me. Not to fight another woman, but to love her and to teach her. And so our older wives taught our younger wives how to be wives. And we lived in harmony. So my uncle had 25 sons. And the second one had 14 sons, a football team, a referee, and a batsman. 14 young men. The third one had 7 boys. And the fourth one, and we just had a home full of men. And you know, men have common names. Then my father, the youngest of them all, had his first child. And that first is me, a girl. So they began to name me names. Too many, I don't remember all of them. But one of them is Tamno Nengiofuri, meaning nothing is greater than God. And people said, but that's a name for a boy. And my father said, that's the name of gold when you give birth to one. That is a name for a queen when you have one. That is the name of royalty when royalty visits your home. What my wife has given birth to is not a baby girl, but a royal. And so her name is Tamuno Nengi Ofori. What the Igbos will call Ihanyi Chukwu. If there are any Ihanyi Chukwus in this house, please give yourselves a big round of applause. Now, when you look at Ihanyis, they are all boys, all men. But not us. These Ihanyis are girls. In a country, in a world of several genders, let me make myself clear about female. The females that I'm describing right here and now are the biological ones. The women burn with the womb. The ones who understand the meaning of travailing to bring forth another life. Those women. The ones that were called forth, and when they were done with creation, God looked at them and described them as beautiful. The ones who allow the beauty of the value that we, as Africans, as Nigerians, and as Ijaw people, who understand the value of family. I am a feminist. Yes, I hear the mamas. You think that means a world without men? Hell no! I have 3 boys myself. What am I going to do to them? Kill them? I want a world with men in them. I don't want them to deprive me, and I don't want to deprive them. So for me, feminism is not about a world without men, or a world where women have to compete with men, or where women want to take on the responsibility meant for men, or where we begin to step out and lord it over anybody. No. My world of feminists is a world where women uphold the beauty and values and virtues of womanhood, where we preserve lives, where we nurture lives. That is my world of feminism, where all of us are equal, and where we bring our uniqueness together and we thrive using our uniqueness, where I love and respect you for who you are, and you love and respect me for who I am. What have they done with our boys? Every time there is a conversation on building homes and building people and adding skills to lives, we remove the boys. They're not part of that training. But guess what? As long as we're empowering the girls, we're disempowering the boys. And when you disempower a group of people, they become violent. They become envious and jealous. And that's why you have a lot of men today who thrive on violence against women. Because whilst the woman is speaking with strength and courage, the man is angry that he is head and he has no courage like her. And the first reaction to that removal that we have done to him, that society has done to him, is for him to use his hands. Ever seen a stammerer trying to talk? Do you see the force with which he releases the first word? That is the same force with which a weaker man releases a slap. So every time you hear there is violence against a woman, ask, which weak woman raised this weakling of a man? Because only weak women who haven't received the nurturing and understanding of the African culture will tell a man in pain to man up. Man up is nothing. Man what? How do you man pain? How do you man anger? How do you man lack? How do you man deprivation? But he's told not to cry because cry, brothers, if you must. When it hurts that badly, cry and use the bosom of your mother as a place of comfort. Go to her and let her know what pain you are going through. Wangi would never send her sons to attack her daughters. She would never send her daughters against her sons. So when Queen Kambasa of Bonny, the only queen that has been recorded in history as the queen from the Niger Delta of Nigeria, because my people, like a lot of other people, think that the only people who can be kings must be male. But Queen Kambasa's father, having not given birth to any boy, raised Queen Kambasa the same way you will raise any soldier. Queen Kambasa went to war with the men, and she led that army, a woman leading an army. Queen Kambasa today, everything that exists in the ancient monarchy of Grand Bonny Kingdom was set up by a woman. And so in Grand Bonny, when we hear that sound, the sound that is meant for women, because Queen Kambasa herself has set up the Ogbos, she has set up the homes of strength and of courage. The palace, the Ikubio, where only men can walk into, was set up by a woman. But who tells her story? Nobody. Because African feminism is forgetting the most beautiful part of our lives, family. Because African feminism has forgotten the most beautiful part of them was the part that was removed from them when they were sleeping. The most perfect being of them. And Queen Kambasa showed this. That she was not just an offspring of a strong king, but that she was power itself, reborn by a king. And so, today her spirit protects Grand Bonny, protects every woman born of a woman. And so my people will say the world is sweet when a woman gives birth to a woman. And yet, somebody wants me to believe that the ideology of my people is wrong. No. My people have the finest ideology, and I will rather keep their philosophy than take on a strange one. A strange one that tells me to fight a male. A strange one that tells me that my battle is against another man. A strange one that tells me that I should not honor a male. If I want to be respected, then I must respect the other person. Tamono Nengiofori. It is not difficult for God. And you are God. At least the Christian Bible says so. For ye are gods. So as a God today, I speak to other gods and I say to you, it is time to protect our culture. It is time to protect our ideology and philosophy. It is time to protect who we are, to love one another and to always stand for one another. And above all, understand that justice is nothing except we measure it with the same indices. My name is Hilda Dokubo.